Baby, I got what you need. We'll sing like that.
Yeah. Hola, que era preta, baby. You and I. You're not you the ginger. If you know how you the cause you drop. Shit, you not go one person. Love the way you the dance, girl. I am a lady. Why you call love fire? Mommy, leave it cool.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Trina's World. Thank you so much for being here. If it's your first time joining, it was at this moment she knew she messed up. I want to say thank you for coming over. I hope you have subscribed. Sorry, and just continue to support the journey. Like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Yeah, you know what I mean? All right, so from you see the title, you know that I'm going to actually do an immigration video today. This would be like my path part 3. Why I can't talk today? I can't talk today, you know. All right, so this is going to be the part 3, and from the title, you know it's concerning you migrating with your family. That's your spouse and your dependent, right? Your dependent children, right? So this question came from a few of my followers on Instagram. So I am dedicating this video to this. It's a very important for you to know. So let's get into it. I'm going to be giving you a lot of opinion in this, and it's because I have really gone through this. This is something that I have done personally for myself. So I'm just gonna say that I have first-hand experience. Now, when you have a spouse could be if you're married or a common law partner, right? I will really and truly step by step. So you're doing your application to apply as an international student, right? So you're doing your study permit application. As I mentioned before in my previous video, you can go ahead and watch those just to kind of get an understanding of where I'm coming from with things. But as I was saying, when you're doing your application, what you're going to get while you're in your country, your country of origin, will not be the study permit. The study permit is issued to you when you get to the border here in Canada, right? But you're going to be given a visa that allows you to actually get into the country. So when you're doing that application for yourself, you're going to get to a point where they're going to ask you, do you want to do an application for a family member? And that's when you're going to say yes. Now, if you're doing it for a spouse, as I said, if you're married, I'm not sure what are the things that you're going to have to include for married, because I am not married, so I don't know what it generates. But yeah, maybe it's going to ask you to just maybe include your marriage certificate or something to prove that you're actually married. But I know that if you're in your common law union, then you're going to have to do a form, and you're going to have things that prove that you're in a union, like maybe joint account, you know, if you guys own a home or something, then you need to include that with both names on it to show that yes, you have acquired asset with both names on it. Good. So just kind of showing them that yes, we are actually together, we're actually in a relationship as a common law union. Okay, so for the kids, yes, you're actually going to be issued a visa, and it's going to be in the length of your study permit, right? Your study period, whatever that length is, that's the length that they're going to issue for the child. That's if they consider to give you this. Now, this is what happened to me when I was doing my process. I didn't have someone like myself who's actually telling you about it, right? So what happened is that I did the application and my family was denied. I got my application, I got my approval. My family was denied, because this is what happens. Your situation is really left to the discretion of an immigration officer, right? And if when you're issued a study permit, it means that you're a temporary resident in their country. So they need to know that as a temporary resident, you would leave at the end of your tenure, even though they actually know that coming as an international student, the expectation is that you're going to complete this, you're going to get your work permit, and you're going to work towards your permanent resident. They know this, but yet still they want you to prove that you will leave at the end of your tenure. This means when they send application with your spouse and your children, if you're trying to take your spouse and your children with you, there's a very high chance that you do not wish to leave at the end of your tenure. And they want you to prove that you will leave. So that means they can and they might deny your spouse and your child, right? For every study permit application, there's a statement section that you can actually explain yourself, right? They ask you to say, explain why you want to pursue your study in Canada. In that section, you can also go ahead and explain why you want your husband to come along with you and why you want your child to come along with you, right? Or a husband or a spouse, common law union, whatever. Now, guys, your explanation, if you're going to say, if your explanation is going to be that, oh, I want my husband to come because I need him to help to work, to pay the school fee, that's a red flag. Because remember, in order for them to consider your application, you have to show them that you have the money, right? Even if you don't really have the money, even if people money you borrow and put in the account, to show, you have to show. That means you can't tell them that your reason for wanting your husband to come is that you want him to come and work and help to pay the bills and so on, and help to pay the school fee, right? That's not a strong enough reason, right? From personal experience, I would say get your study permit, get into Canada first yourself, you the primary applicant, get into Canada, and then while you're here, then you apply for your spouse or your child. That is if you have a spouse. If you do not have a spouse and you are a single mother and you just want to migrate with your child, this is what you're going to do. No, you're not leave your child, so this is what you're going to do. You see, in the statement section, you're going to tell them that I am a single mom, right? I am responsible for my child, and my child has to go wherever I go. So the immigration officer will see that as a single mother coming to study in Canada, you can't leave your child behind, because there will be nobody to take care of your child. So in that case, you might be issued a visa for your child in the same length of your study permit. And as a child, the child is eligible to study, to have preschool, primary, or secondary, without having to do any other documentation. They are good to attend preschool, primary, or secondary. A dependent child is any child who is under the age of 22. If a child is over the age of 22, and for them to be considered a dependent child, you have to prove that they have a physical or a mental condition, meaning that they're not able to work for themselves and they're not able to support themselves financially. Them have some mental or some physical condition. That's the only way at over 22 is considered a dependent child. But a dependent child is a child that is under the age of 22, right? That's a dependent. Good. So you can, if you're a single mom, I would say go for it. Have your child included on the application from wherever you are, right? From your country of origin. Have your child included from that point. That's okay, right? But when the husband or the spouse gets involved, I think that is very tricky. I was denied, so I would say get here first and then you apply. Right? Then you apply for even a visitor visa and let them come, and then while they're coming at the border, you guys can get the work permit. Right? Using your study permit, you can get the work permit for him there. Right? That's an option that I would recommend. Or if you want to get him into the country, and then you do an online application for an open work permit, which allows him to work for any employer in Canada. That would be my personal advice to persons who are considering to take their family along with them. Because even if your intention is that you're coming to study and you're going to leave, and even though Canada know that no one is coming with the intention to study and then leave, they still need to feel comfortable in themselves that you would leave at the end of your tenure as a temporary resident. So anything that makes them feel suspicious of you, that you're not going to do this, which is really and truly you taking your family, is for them suspicious that you're not planning on returning, then you want to be very, very careful and you want to be smart about that. So I would say as a primary applicant, get your thing in, get here, and then include them. But as I said before, just to kind of recap, if you have a child, as a single mom, include the child from the get-go. Because just make sure in the explanation section you say you are a single mom, yada yada yada, you have no one to take care of your child, and so on and so forth. And so you have to take your child wherever you go. Okay? Guys, money. I know this was a question. Remember that as a student, you need to be showing that you are able, you can pay for the first year. So even if you're studying for 2 to 3 years, they don't require you to show all the money, right? Truth and in fact, they're not asking to show all the money for all 3 years, because they know you're going to come and work and so on and so forth. And money is something that is continuous or whatever. You have some continuous money coming in. Don't leave out no details, right? When your application, put in, if you have a house, have your title included, business, put it in there, show them say you have assets back home, show them say you're making money even without being there, you're going to be renting the house for X amount of money, yada yada yada. Give them the information, give it. The more you give, the better. Money wise, if you need to be showing 50,000 Canadian dollars for yourself, and if you want to take your spouse and your child along with you, then of course you're gonna need to double or even triple that amount, right, guys? I mean, I know. Remember, it's just a money to show, so you have to figure out. You have to be just smart about how you're gonna show them the money. Right? And there are many ways you can go about that. Come on, guys, read between the lines. Don't let me have to spell it out. Good. So yes, just know that it's a process that can be done, right? You just have to be intelligent about it. And feel free to send me a direct message on Instagram if there's anything that I mentioned today that you just want me to just clarify for you. Follow me on Instagram if you're not following me yet, and just send me a direct message, and I'll talk with you one away. right? No worries. Or you drop your comments below. If anything you want to ask me, I'll answer it there too. Whatever it is, I'm here for you. I'm your girl Trina. Been there, done that. Here to save you the hustle and the dazzle. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining this video. I really do sincerely hope that the information helped you to some extent. I wanted to make it very simple, very straightforward. Me nah go run a corner with uno. Best of luck. If this process is for you, I'm here to support 100%. Please guys, remember, your girl needs our subscription up and going, so please continue to like, comment, share, and of course subscribe and turn your notification bell on so you know when I drop a video. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Trina's World. I love you. Mwah.